And so whenever we talk about, greatest female fighters of all time, everyone just says Amanda Nunes, and there's no close seconds because she has the head-to-head over Ronda Rousey, head-to-head over Chris Cyborg, and she has 2 wins over Valentina Shevchenko. But no one ever, everyone always talks about the W's, but when you talk greatest, you have to talk about the L's as well. Valentina Shevchenko is 1-1-1 against Alessa Grasso. Obviously, the 0-2 against Amanda Nunes. Lost to Liz Carmouche 15 years ago. And that's it. That's it. That's the only time she's ever gone into a mixed martial arts contest and not got her hand raised. She lost to a former champion, got someone that became champion in Grasso, but then eventually avenged that. When she lost to Amanda Nunes, it was a split decision, super close in the second fight. And in the third fight, that first fight, you remember Nunes completely gassed in the third. Shevchenko took over. We thought, that could have easily been a 10-8 round 3, and then it's a draw. I mean, just barely skated by Nunes. So her only real losses in the UFC are a super close split decision, a fight that could have easily been a draw, and then 1-1-1 against Grasso. That's the only time she's ever even looked human, let alone lost. Amanda Nunes, no one can touch her win column. Not even close. Shevchenko, Jermaine Durandamy, Holly Holm, Chris Cyborg, Juliana Pena, Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate. You can't. No women in MMA history may be able to touch Amanda Nunes' wins. That's not debatable. But you don't just look at the W column. You have to look at the L column. She got outboxed and quit against Juliana Pena. She gassed out and got stopped by an aging Kat Zingano. And that wasn't even a good Kat Zingano. After that, Kat Zingano lost 3 fights in a row, lost 4 of 5, and was cut from the UFC. Alexis Davis stopped her in round 2 in Strikeforce. Sarah D'Elio. I don't know what a Sarah D'Elio is, but Sarah D'Elio beat Amanda Nunes. So when you ask yourself, well, there's nothing Valentina Shevchenko can do to pass up Amanda Nunes as the GOAT because she lost 2 head-to-heads. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the case. If you just look at the win column, you might be onto something. But you got to look at the L's as well. You got to look at the losses, and you got to look at the context of the losses. Valentina Shevchenko, she made her MMA debut in 2003. We talk about, pioneers of the sport. That's half a decade before Amanda Nunes. That's before Miesha Tate. That's before all these legendary pioneers in MMA. She's fought that long and has only lost to 3 fighters. Longevity really needs to matter. We give so much longevity credit to John Jones. He beat so many generations of fighters, former champs from all over the place, rightfully so. Longevity needs to count. Why don't we give the longevity credit to Valentina Shevchenko? Amanda Nunes started later and quit earlier. Valentina Shevchenko lost to Liz Carmouche, barely lost twice to Amanda Nunes, lost to Grasso, then avenged. Those L's, man, again, there's no such thing as moral victories in this sport. But if I had to lose some fights as a women's mixed martial artist, I want to lose that way to those fighters if I'm Valentina Shevchenko.
Here's a little fun fact for you, because I didn't realize this until Dean and Alan were interviewing Valentina, and Dean brought this up. Because the longevity of Valentina, I think, really goes past people. Because Dean had pointed out Valentina started her MMA career when Dean was midway through his. Yeah. Alan Jouban started his career after Valentina and retired before her. So it's kind of insane. I really think people don't realize how long Valentina's been around the game. Like you said, she doesn't really get a credit for being a pioneer in women's MMA, but she's been at it, and that was on top of early on kickboxing at the same time doing MMA. Valentina's run of dominance really goes far, and I'm with you. I don't think she gets enough love for it.
You talk about pioneers of the sport, right? Amanda Nunes made her pro debut in 2008, half a decade after Valentina Shevchenko. Miesha Tate, pioneer, made her pro debut 07, 4 years after Valentina Shevchenko. Kat Zingano, half a decade after Valentina Shevchenko. Gina fucking Carano made her pro debut 3 years after Valentina Shevchenko. Gina Carano hasn't fought in 16 years. She's been retired since 2009. And Valentina Shevchenko made her debut before her. Chris Cyborg, probably the pioneer of women's MMA. And again, this is more, should be giving credit to Chris Cyborg for her longevity too. Like she's still fight. She made her pro debut in 05, 2 years after Valentina Shevchenko. Both these fighters are still fighting the best of the best. Chris Cyborg just beat Larissa Pacheco. That's one of the best wins you can have in women's MMA outside, maybe the best win you can have in women's MMA outside of the UFC, with the exception of Dakota Tcheba. They're still fighting the best of the best and still beating everybody. Like longevity, 100% Shevchenko. Loss column, 100% Shevchenko. Consistency, 100% Shevchenko. Amanda Nunes, she wins the win column conversation. You're telling me that there's nothing Shevchenko can do to pass up Amanda Nunes? Come on. She definitely can. She might have already, but people just don't want to have that conversation because of the head-to-head losses.